Broadcasting, and our guest today is Al Ewers. He is managing partner as Portrero Capital, and he's talking about raising capital in a panic. The word is goes to your side. Just go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. And yeah, obviously, we're in a strange new world. But if we look historically at things, obviously, it's a once in a century pandemic, but the fallout financially is a panic, which, if you look back, there's probably been about 5 serious panics in the last 200 years, and the economy miraculously healed itself after some years, right? So it may be a little bit scary in the beginning, and so what I want to just reach out to people and tell them, look, it's a panic, calm down, and things will go back to normal. Can I share my screen now? I guess.
Yeah, for sure. You have the chances to.
All right. Okay. So let me go.
Go ahead.
Hang on.
In Zoom, on the button.
Okay, here we go.
Yes, it works. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Raising capital in a panic. It's a very good topic. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Because we are all in panic and we can't find a way how to engage the money. Really.
Yes, exactly. So can you see my screen?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so the start screen I have is, this is I don't even think this newspaper exists anymore, the Brooklyn Daily Eagle in Long Island News. And then this is from Thursday, October, I think it's 24th and 29, Wall Street in panic as stocks crash. But it's just interesting to look at some of the other, assassins trying to assassinate the Crown Prince of Italy. And then, just all of the, stocks crash, rush to sell, buildings lost, and so on. So, we've been here before, obviously. And then, just the dictionary word for panic, sudden uncontrollable fear or anxiety, often causing wildly unthinking behavior, which, if you look at what's happened in the last several months, it's a classic hallmark of a panic, right? And we go to, one of the, I think, hallmarks of this particular panic was Bill Ackman, was one of the big hedge fund guys who went on CNBC and was crying, the crocodile tears about, all hell's coming, breaking loose. At the same time, he was short in the market. So obviously, just like, there's a segment of the economy that makes money in bear markets and some make money in bull markets. So obviously, there are certain people that, desire to have a panic because, they've made bets like that.
We don't see the another slide. We're just on the page 1. Is it correct?
Yeah. Well, no, it should be the 3rd slide. So you're just on page 1? Oh, hold on.
Yes, I see only page 1. That's why.
Hold on.
Try to change it.
Yeah, hold on.
It's not working. You can unshare the screen and share it again back.
Okay. All right. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Stop. I'll sit. Stop share. And then you share
stop.
Again.
Yes, now it works.
Oh, okay. Now you see the okay. What about, hold on. Do you see it now?
Yes. Hell is coming.
Yes. So that's the 3rd one. Okay. All right. And then just to kind of go back historically, right? Because a lot of people, they don't look at things from historical context. It's just, this year, next year, and last year, right? And maybe you might go back a few more years, but there's been 47 recessions since the founding of the United States. Basically, the economy crumbles and it rebuilds itself with astonishing regularity. But the real big panics where led to kind of depressions. There's one in 1819, there's 1837, and then 1873 was quite interesting because at that time there was a U.S. central bank. Obviously, the U.S. is on the Federal Reserve System, but there is the Bank of the United States. So the Panic of 1873 led to the dissolution of our first central bank. And we were without central banks for over 100 years. Basically, individual banks printed their own currencies, and we had about 300 different currencies circulated in the United States until the creation of the Federal Reserve in 1907.
Yeah.
So here are some panic rules I just wanted to share with people in terms of capital raise. You should always have about 12 months runway. And then that's, in or out of panic. So, if you come into a situation like now, you have enough runway. And, I always say to entrepreneurs that are raising capital is the best time to raise capital is when you don't need it. So as soon as you finish a round, you want to reach out to your investors and say, look, I'm not raising capital now, but in about 12 months or 18 months, I'd like to come back and talk to you. That way, you're fresh in their mind, and you're not a new introduction. So when you actually ask for capital, they'll feel more comfortable because they'll have known you for a year or maybe 6 months. But that's the best remedy. And most of the successful capital raise that we see, they follow that trajectory. You also want to cast a wider net of potential investors. That includes not just traditional venture. You want to be speaking to family offices. You also want to be speaking with corporate investors. A good place to go is, you go to a demo day like YC or like 500 Startups, and you just mingle. You just go around, you talk to people, you said, look, I'm not raising money now, but I'd like to raise some down the road. And you also want to include international investors. If I look back 20 years ago when I was raising capital as an entrepreneur, there was only one place to go. It was Sand Hill Road. And now you have venture clusters all over the world. And you may find some investors, they're interested in your geography and they may want to invest in you. So you want to cast a wider net and include international investors. And then, so in terms of fundraising, so we've raised capital for not just entrepreneurs, but the VC and private equity funds. And on average, those big funds that are bringing in, $1 billion, the fund manager, he manages a set of outside fundraisers, and they're all bringing deals to the table. They're bringing potential investors in. So, for a $1 billion fund, the portfolio manager, he'll probably speak to 1,000 investors. And out of the 1,000 investors, 40 or 50 might be interested, and he might end up with 20 LPs. Relax, breathe deeply, plan your summer holidays, you reach out to investors, and you tell them, hey, have a great summer, and let's connect after the holidays. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Very great speech. Very interesting. And actually, I have one question. Why you think that we have to spend at least 12 months till end of this pandemic, till end of this, not pandemic. It's not a pandemic. It's panic. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Why 12 months? Maybe it's been earlier in earlier years, and now the situation has been changed.
Well, no. Well, so I say you bring 12 months, you have room, because you can get a deal done within 30 days, but to be safe, you want to have a 12-month runway just in case there's some hiccups down the road. It's just your prudent timing. But deals are getting done. One of the beautiful things about the pandemic, which no one foresaw, was that investors are investing over Zoom. That didn't happen before. You had to fly to the investors several times, meet them, waste a lot of time. And now, investors are making deals. And I think, Sequoia Capital, who's the gold standard, they said within the last last 2 months, they've done about 12 deals all on Zoom.
Because that capitals can't give us money via online. They have to give us the cash. And now we can live cashless. That's why it can be happen.
That's right. That's right. And the investors, they have to spend that money because they live off the carry. So if you have $100 million fund, you're doing 3 and 20, you're getting $3 million a year. If you don't spend that money, you don't get the 3%. So they have to spend that money. So before, they would put you through the hoops of coming to meet them, going out. But now, because of COVID, they're getting straight to the point.
Okay. Al, thank you. My pleasure to having you today. Yes, it's really respectful speech. Very interesting about panic, how our panic spread around the globe at this moment nowadays. Yes, I have to say you goodbye. Nice to meet you here. Yes, now we're going forward for startup.
Thank you. Let me show you my view. This is
for sure.
So I'm at I'm at the castle Burg Lichtenfels in northern Hessen in Germany.
Wow.
This is where I started my first company.
Yeah. Good. Now I'm go on from the
Perfect
streaming. Yeah.